Good morning. Good morning. I want to thank you all for coming here on this historic moment for New York Stewart International Airport. We really appreciate you being here. You know, this has been a collaborative effort that's taken place, a lot of hard work over the previous few years. And I just want to acknowledge and thank a few of the folks that really have been involved. And my predecessor, Diane Eller, the former GM of this airport, now the general manager of the bus terminal, will be partnering up with Norwegian Airlines to get folks down to New York City and other destinations around the airport. Diane, thank you for being here today. And I want to thank, on behalf of Governor Cuomo, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, my Executive Director, Pat Foye, and my Director of Aviation for the Port Authority, Mr. Huntley Lawrence. Again, thank you all for being here today. It's really a historic, an extraordinary moment in the history of this airport. And we just want to basically acknowledge the transportation, the TSA, for helping us make this possible. Customs and Border Patrol was really helpful in putting everything together to make sure that the traveling public gets protected. As you book your tickets right now, the website is live, and I want to thank them for their hard work in making all this work nicely. And also, I want to thank Mr. Keith Reynolds from the Ancient Order of Hibernians. And where are you, Keith? I know you're here somewhere. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And that being said, I'd like to introduce Mr. Pat Foye, the Executive Director of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks very much. I think it's appropriate that we were let in by the Port Authority Police Pipe and Drum Band on a day that Norwegian Air is announcing service to Ireland and the UK. So give it up for the Port Authority Police. It's not an overstatement to say that this is a truly historic day at Stewart Airport for many reasons. First, the first international service, scheduled international service to and from Stewart Airport. An incredible achievement. I want to thank our partners at Norwegian Air. Second, the hundreds of thousands of additional passengers that will come to Stewart as a result of the inception of service by Norwegian, which will grow over time. We think that in the first 6 months that we'll get to 400,000 passengers here at Stewart, and hundreds of thousands more as a result of Norwegian service, but other carriers taking passengers, some of whom will stay here in Orange County and the Hudson Valley, throughout other parts of New York, New Jersey, and frankly, some will want to see the rest of the country. And coordinating and connecting with the Norwegian flights, I think, is a very exciting possibility. I want to thank Governor Cuomo for his leadership. The Port Authority over the last number of years has invested nearly $180 million in Stewart Airport. We look forward to investing more. I want to thank the county executive, who's been a tireless advocate not only for Orange County but for Stewart Airport. And I can call Steve Neuhaus anytime, as can Ed Harrison, any time of day or night. And if it's an issue affecting Stewart Airport or economic development in Orange County, the county executive is always there. He's a get-it-done guy, and I want to thank the county executive. I want to thank Maureen Hallahan from the Orange County Partnership, who's also been a tireless advocate, and Lou Heimbach and the members of the Stewart Airport Commission. What does this mean? Norwegian's commencement of service is going to mean about the creation of 230 job years. So this is about jobs, including the flight crews for the 2 flights that are going to be based here are going to be local, as the president says, hire American, and that's what Norwegian's going to do. We expect that there'll be $13 million of wages created and economic activity of nearly $40 million. In addition to Norwegian's presence here, Boeing is going to establish a service center to service the planes. About 10 mechanics are going to be hired. So while this is about flight service, it's about hundreds of thousands of passengers being able to fly in and out of Stewart. It's also about creating jobs. Lastly, I want to thank Ed Harrison, Huntley Lawrence, Director of Aviation, Huntley Lawrence and Ed Harrison and his team here at Stewart, who have worked tirelessly Ed is an unceasing advocate for Stewart Airport and for the commencement of new service. And as I said at the beginning, this is truly a historic day. I'm glad you could all join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. And now we'll hear from the Senior Vice President of Norwegian Airlines, Lars Sande. And again, you can go to the website right now and buy a ticket. Lars, here you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those kind words, and really appreciate the way we have been received in this market. It's exciting times. We have now started to do what we said we want to do like 3 years ago when we applied the DOT for an approval. It's taken a long time, but now we're showing everybody that we meant what we were saying back then. We're opening actually today with the routes out of Stewart, 19 weekly frequencies. We also launch at the same time. We have an event now in Providence. So, and a little bit later we're going to Bradley. All in all, this is creating 38 weekly flights to Europe. Hopefully we will see a lot of you flying on these flights, but we hope also to be contributing a lot with tourists coming into this region. And as it was mentioned a little bit earlier, it's very important for us to do this right now. We're getting the brand new Boeing 737 MAX, which gives us the range to do exactly this, connecting Europe with the US. We will start with 6 aircrafts, but this is just the beginning. We have an order of more than 200 aircrafts coming in. So I think we're gonna see a lot more routes out of here and this area, and it's gonna be terrific. This is just the start. I will also thank everybody for the partnership that we have been creating here. This is just a start of what's going to happen in the future. As mentioned, we already have launched the fares on our website. I think the first hour we sold 2,500 seats or something. So. I think especially for the Americans, you have been way too long being mistreated on high fares going to Europe. So this is something that you really, this is a long time coming for you guys. And I also want to say that even though these fares are ridiculously low, they're going to keep on staying quite low in the future as well. We have already put on sales all the routes. As I said, the first hour looks very good. It's also put into sales for the winter program as well. So we will just wait and see and how this builds up. And it fits very well into our business model, doing this with smaller airports, with the smaller aircraft. This is the way we've been building our company for 15 years in Europe. We're operating more than 450 routes, and we also do the Dreamliner operation to the US. But the Dreamliner fits in some airports, some areas, but to operate this kind of aircraft to smaller airports gives us the opportunity to offer to you as a customer direct flights. Most of you don't like those big airports. You want to have a direct flight to fly to different areas. So hopefully you will embrace this, and thank you for the warm welcome, and hope to see you on our flights in the near future. Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess it's important to mention also that we're serving Edinburgh, Dublin, Shannon, Belfast, and right now, and perhaps another city in the not too distant future. But you go online and book it right now. And I have to say, Pat Foye mentioned the county executive, Steve Neuhaus, and what an important part of this collaborative effort it's been. We were all part of closing and convincing Norwegian that this was the place to be, and Steve was an important part of that. And I'd like to turn it over to you now, Steve. Thank you.
It's an honor to be here. I'm going to do first a clarification. Everybody's looking at me and says, the county exec has a gang tattoo? If you don't know me, I have little kids, and they gave me a temporary tattoo that just doesn't seem to leave my hand. So everywhere I go in the last few days, I've been giving speeches, and they're like, "Did you do Hard Time?" I'm like, "No." But look, it's great to be here today. I flew out of Stewart 2 weeks ago. My family went to Disney World, and from the beginning to the end of my experience at Stewart, people that worked here stopped me and said, "Is this going to happen?" Even competing airlines said it's going to be great for this airport. Everybody working at TSA said, we want to see the energy, we want to see the increase in traffic, and we have it now today. Ed mentioned that you can buy flights online. My first text message today was from the county attorney, which will make some people in this room happy. Already booked a flight for his entire family to go on Norwegian. So it's working, you can do it now. Mentioned a little bit about the Port Authority. This airport has never been better than when the Port Authority took this over. Never been better. The commitment is 100%. Working side by side with Ed, I've never met a better guy that's worked in this airport than him and his team here. Every one of them, from Deb to Mike to Oscar to Nico, the whole staff, Homer. When we bought this air show here, people said it couldn't happen. Third year in a row, we're doing an air show this year. It's going to be off the hook. Over 10,000, Ed says 20,000. I've only got paid for 10,000 worth of sales tax a day. So 10,000 people a day coming to this airport. A CBS reporter interviewed me last night and said, can this airport handle it? We can handle 10,000 people parking here for the air show. We can definitely handle the increased traffic. And you know, Pat Foye is not a stranger to infrastructure, to economic development. It's his baby. He made this happen. The last few weeks, we had to get approval from the FAA. I wrote letters to the new president and his administration. He was down there face-to-face meeting with the administration about aviation issues for not only Stewart, but this whole region and the tri-state area. It's going to be great. And then Lars, these guys could have been flying Airbuses, and there's nothing against them. I love them. But you're buying American-made Boeing 737 MAX. We appreciate that, made by American men and women. So we're excited about that, and I really want to thank you for investing here. You're the guys at the end of the day, it's private industry that makes it happen. And then I'll talk real quickly about my SAC buddies, the Stewart Airport Commission. I used to be a member 10 years ago. And as young as I may look, I've done some time on the Stewart Airport. Tom Schaff, I don't even know if you're still on there, and Paul, and Jimmy O'Donnell, and Lou Heimbach. When we sat there 10, 15 years ago, it was like the Bad News Bears. Nothing was happening. Planes were leaving and not coming back. And now look at where we are today. Look where we are today. This is just a wonderful, transformational thing for Orange County. And then I just want to mention a couple other people in the room. You got George Greaves from Coach USA. They help marry us with Norwegian. They'll provide some of the transportation for the customers that are leaving here and going to different destinations. And then you got Dave Estrada from Woodbury Commons, a truly gigantic destination in the Northeast. People come there in flocks. They help the county itself with its bond rating because of their reinvestment. So Dave, we appreciate you being here, and Josh. And then there's some representatives from Legoland here as well. So why are they here? Because it's all related to each other. They're all going to feed off each other. Because we project, and the folks from Legoland, if they get approved, a third of their customers, which are about 1.5 to 2.5 million visitors a year, are going to be coming internationally. How beautiful to marry them up with Lars and Norwegian Airlines. So this is going to be great. And I'll leave one last thing. There's one thing that the county has been lacking to do over the last decade or two. It's a welcoming people with tourism here. I'm going to commit Orange County dollars from our bed tax to really meet with the people. So when you start your first flights here in June, you're going to have a nice, welcoming feel from Orange County, and we're going to give people opportunities to utilize destinations in our region for your customers. So I am making that commitment on behalf of the county. I know my legislators are going to be behind me as well, because it's going to help the tourism industry, not only for Orange County, but the whole region. So I'm excited. It's great stuff. Ed, again, thank you to you. You're a good guy. You've been through a lot this last couple of years, and look at this beautiful thing. So I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you all for being here. I know Lars is available to talk about the destinations and the opportunities if anybody would like to talk to him. And I want to also thank Lynn Sion from the Chamber of Commerce for being here this morning. Again, the chamber has been phenomenal in our efforts to get Norwegian here, and thank you, Glenn. Thank you for being here, and enjoy your day.